Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
And today we're going to talk about the legendary Give Up Your Old Sins, which was, I think you were saying, was filmed in, or recorded in Sean McDermott Street.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
And there was a convent there, funny enough, and they were very good to the people in that area, which they appreciated great at the time. But this was a national school in Sean McDermott Street, and they would have been they wouldn't have had much of the worldly goods. They would have been kind of poor enough. And but they had a great faith, funny enough. And this teacher in the primary school, national school as we call them here, they're for children from the age of about 5 when they go to school first until about 12 when they leave the national school, usually. The primary school they call it, and national school. So that's what they call it in this country. They call it something else in other countries, but this is what we call it in Ireland, at the Emerald Isle, as we say. Mm-hmm. So this teacher recorded some of the children, and one particular little one that said, I was trying to give up your old sins, she said. And her little voice described about John the Baptist and all the rest of it, and then give up your old sins. There was a film, a cartoon type film made about it, which won an award. It was something simple. And the same voice that she had that was recorded was used. It was marvellous, and it made an impression on me when I heard it years ago. And people can look it up on the internet if they're able to use the internet. If they can't use it, perhaps if they've got children or neighbours, they can use it. And it's well worth listening to it. It sort of rings.
I tell you, I heard it years ago. What it reminded me is how sweet the Dublin accent is. So what you had
Correct.
was, like, you'd have little girls saying, like a John the Baptist, like he
right.
came over, like, and he hugged Mary.
That's right. Well, that's the way she did it, and it was absolutely marvellous, and it rang a bell with people. And now, because there was a film made about it, it kind of spread in Catholic circles and other circles throughout the world.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of so innocent, and really that's what children can be, innocent, and they should be allowed to develop as they were them times. They're interfered with now by the secular media, and to their poor, unfortunate confusion. Yeah. Because you can't be teaching the sort of sexual agenda that they're teaching to young children at 5 and 6 in this country and in many other countries by these people that don't know right from wrong. And you don't do things like that. And so John Malone and the Christian TV Ireland project that we're hope to eventually establish with donations, we certainly will play that sort of stuff. And another little thing that we'll have is children saying the rosary and record it, and different children, and so they'll always go out at a certain time in the late afternoon, so as to give them, because they have an innocence and an approach that's adults can practice too, because Jesus said, be like little children. He didn't mean to say that you were going to be speaking with little childish voice, but it meant just not to be too into all too much technical stuff. Just keep it simple. It's not the best way.
I mean, like, the thing is, if a teacher was to do that now, she'd have to go through a lot of red tape. She'd have to
be this. What's this business?
GDPR and
where you this control this you can't, what do they call it? There's a name for it. Control it, that you can't say this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
They introduced it. When you think of the word that it says, it's media. You can't say boo to a goose. Yeah. You might be considered hate speech.
The snowflakes, you mean?
What?
I think they call them snowflakes.
No, but there's another name for the control. What is it? I can't think of it now. The particular word.
Totalitarian? Or?
No, it's to do with you can't say anything about race or anything like that, or comment about things. It's the Data Protection Act.
Data
Aye.
Protection,
Yeah, you didn't come up with that.
I didn't, Sean Malone.
Yeah, so your lights is out too. Same as mine.
No lights. It must be the cold weather.
It must be the cold weather, is right. Yeah, looking at a black sky out there. There was a blue sky yesterday, and like the light of our Lord was shining. And now, be goodness, I think there's some other queer lad up to no good. It's kind of dark, isn't it?
It is indeed. But go back to this lady. I don't know much about her.
Well, you check it on. You get it on the internet about that. I'd say.
I have seen the animation you're talking about. I think it's brilliant. I think the kids'
well,
voice.
it's the very same voice of the little young one that they put into a sort of a cartoony type film and shown it. It was very popular and very well received, and it's well worth looking at for anyone that wants to just check up this business about give up your old sins. And that's what it is. And it doesn't say the way it says it, give your old sins. You know the way the young ones talk.
How are you, Mary?
That's right. That kind of a way.
I know.
They all talk like that, and I think it's priceless now. You don't hear that now because poor children are on their phones or something, and the business of communicating is not as good. But I think they should be never given those type of things until they're about 18 or something. Never mind that others have them. Don't give it to them at all. Let them grow up and express themselves the way the little one did years ago in Sean McDermott Street. And even if you're living in a posh, what you think is a posh neighbourhood, just speak the way you would as a child. Because you're not part of the world, and you're not trying to be living up like the Joneses or something. You haven't got that cross, if you like. And to trying to earn a crust and put up with all sorts, maybe bad bosses and this, that and the other, that we all had to put up with at times and that, and you work like a jackass trying to earn a crust. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So, anyways, I liked the like of that. It kind of, I grew up in times like that when that's the way you express themselves. For example, when I was in school in Boyle, and the teacher said in fourth class, I think, and I wasn't too long there because it was brighter than what they thought it was. And he says, "Where's the sun rising?" Anybody know? Nobody knew, and I put up my hand. He says, "Where's the rise?" I said, "It rises into the east." "How do you know that?" I said. Says he. I said, "I come down the train from Dublin down here, and this is the west, so it's up there."
Very good.
So this is the simplicity that you'd have when you were young. That kind of thing, you don't think that has happened now. They're too worldly wise before they're mature.
Yeah. So your train was going from west to east. And,
my train was going from east to west.
East to west. Oh, sorry. Okay.
You were going the opposite way, were you?
Lights are completely out today, John.
So there you are. That's the innocence. So give up your old sins, and I mention that now to all and sundry that's listening. It's a good idea to sort of look at that and sort of say, well, the Lord's me shepherd, and be done with it, and don't be going into whatever it is that you go into. Say a few prayers, and Bob's your uncle. You won't be up Queer Street.
Bob is your uncle, Mary's your aunt. Thank you very much, John Malone.
Thanks very much.